In this video, I'm going to give you a simple 3-step process to help your child practice a new speech sound. Hi, I'm Jane from Talking Made Easy. I'm a qualified speech and language pathologist, and today I'm going to guide you through the key steps in helping your child learn a new speech sound. We will look at how to practice a sound on its own, how to practice a sound with a vowel next to it, and how to practice a sound at word level. Stay with me right to the end, where I will give you the secret to making this practice 10 times more effective so that you can hear your child producing their target speech sound in no time. So, you've identified that your child is having some challenges with some of their speech sounds. You know what sound you want to start with, but how do you actually practice in a way that gets results? My answer to this is this simple 3-step process of practicing a speech sound. First of all, you need to practice the sound on its own. Practicing a sound on its own is an important first step. As we practice in words, we have other sounds to coordinate and consider that can steal the focus away from the target sound and make the task of producing the sound correctly a lot more challenging. When it comes to learning speech sounds, we want to make the task as easy as possible for the child so that they can achieve success. Practicing a sound on its own is a great place to start this. For example, if we are working on the k sound, we can simply practice k, k, k. Secondly, we want to practice the sound that we are working on with a vowel next to it. The reason we choose a vowel to follow is because vowel sounds are produced with a relatively open vocal tract. There is very little coordination required in terms of tongue and lip movement, so this is the next easiest option after practicing the sound on its own. It allows most of the focus to remain on the target sound. To practice the sound with the vowel, you can first start by segmenting the sounds so that the child doesn't have to rush from their target sound to the next. For example, k, a, k, a, k, e. Once they have got the hang of this, you can practice blending the sounds together. Ka, ke, ki. From here, we can move to our third step of practicing the sound in words. This is where other consonants come in, as well as habitual patterns, as your child will have been practicing words with their own speech sound system for a while, so we need to change it up. Similar to step 2, we can first start practicing by segmenting the sound and the rest of the word. This again gives your child time to get from the target sound to part 2 of the word. Essentially, they are compartmentalizing so that the target sound can have 100% focused while it is being practiced, before having to think about the rest of the word. For example, k, at, k, ache, k, on, k, itten. As they get confident with this segmenting, you can begin blending the sound into the rest of the word. For example, cat, cake, corn, kitten. You'll notice that the whole way through I have added gestures to the sounds that I am saying. This is really helpful as it brings a visual element to the practice, allowing the new sounds to be associated with visual as well as auditory cues. Both are supportive to their learning. The visual element also supports emphasis to be added to the target sound, again facilitating learning and retention of the new sound. The key to all speech sound success, once you have these steps in place, is to give specific and positive feedback and cues so that your child can know what is working and can do more of that. For more information and a demonstration on giving effective feedback and cues during sound practice, click on the short videos on the screen. Once you and your child have mastered this 3-step process, you can move on to practicing the sound in conversation and building your child's self-awareness of the sounds they are producing. Have a look at my video on the Fix It Up strategy to begin work on self-awareness and self-correction of speech sounds to get started on this process. For now, enjoy the process of practicing new sounds. Move back and forward through the steps as needed. And remember, for ultimate success, give your child specific cues and feedback as you go along. Have fun and happy chatting.